Welcome back at 7:45. A new year always brings changes for many aspects of life, and it's no different for your finances. Gerrod Galliano with Burns Estate Planning and Wealth Advisors joins us now to go through the changes to your 401k, along with an outlook for this year's economy. Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, good, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you in here. So we want to talk about Congress is passing the new legislation, the Secure Act, right? That's part of it. But along with all of this is the ability to they've said that you could increase your contributions through the year. What does that mean?
Okay, so the IRS, first off, does natural increases to keep up with inflation. So IRAs, $500 more. 401ks, around $2,000 more. So you can put in more to your plans to save for retirement. On top of that, not everyone saw this because so much has been going on in the news with finance and with Congress, but the Secure Act version 2 has passed. So that's law, and the new law states that it's going to be easier to put more money in later in life, and it's also going to help younger folks who are just getting started kind of get their 401ks going, encouraging them to participate, even some provisions for student loan payments to count towards what would be like a match. So it's really encouraging people to participate, which is a good thing.
So you're getting started early, and as we say all the time, the earlier you start, even if it's smaller, that compounds into much more gains over the course of your life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no better lesson than the beauty of compounding interest and growing tax deferred. You're being efficient because your money's growing without paying taxes on it until you pull it out later in life. Right. So getting that lesson early is important.
Yeah, and you know, that's certainly an interesting thing. When you talk about increasing your contributions, the big reason is because you are able to almost escape the tax burden on those dollars, right?
That's absolutely right. So people don't think of it like this, but if you're a higher wage earner, everything that you don't put into the plan, well, it's getting taxed at whatever bracket you're at. So instead, you could put it into the plan. You're not getting taxed on that money till later in life, and then you can control when you pull it out because now you're retired. Now you don't have to pull it out until you need it. Or until the government says you have to, which you know is 73 now. But you can basically control how you pull it out, and your tax bracket is what you want it to be.
And typically, especially with a 401k that looks at different funds and whatnot, when you put in an amount of money, if you were waiting several decades to pull it out, that $20 that you put in has compounded to much more, and as you go throughout time, you're going to grow your money.
Yeah, absolutely. So not everyone's in a position to save. Look, 2022 was pretty rough. Everything's more expensive, but if you can, seek a professional, talk to somebody, come up with a plan because there's a lot of big changes out there. It's like over 100 provisions in this Secure Act. We're still trying to unpack it.
So, overall, though, we just have a few seconds left too, that a lot of folks don't make that max contribution anyway. But maybe this is the time to look at, obviously you should try and match what your employer is going to match. Maybe you go up a little bit more if you don't increase it all the way to the max.
The market's down 20%. Everything you put in, you're buying at a 20% discount. So if you can, great.
Sounds good. All right, Gerrod, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me today. Yeah.
All right, time now is 7.